Good morning from Jonesboro, Arkansas, June 6, 2023, 6:09 a.m. Yesterday, I did a video where I discussed taking a used Model S, Tesla Model S, and going to places we'd like to go to see how easy or how hard it would be. Because now that we don't have any animals or any goofy kids living at home, now that the urchins have all moved out and had urchins of their own, it's just us. But of course, my schedule prevents me from doing it, but that's not going to be forever. Hopefully not much longer. But we would like to take 3 or 4 weekend trips a year, maybe more, depending on finances. So anyway, would it work for us? But today, I'm going to talk about comparing the different Tesla models on the same trip. Because I was convinced I wanted a Tesla Model S, in part because of all the room, my wheelchair, the hatchback is huge and all that, but they charge so slow compared to the newer Model 3s and Model Y, which I just simply cannot afford. So it's going to be a Model S or Model 3, I think. And they charge so slow. Now, even the oldest Teslas charge faster than a brand new Chevy Bolt on, level 3, which is ridiculous. But it's true. But anyway, so let's look at this. Now, from what I understand, 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour on the Model 3. We're going to use that number for all of these, okay? 3.4. Look at this. A better route planner, which I like using. Now, we would not go to Katy, Texas for the weekend. It's too far. It's 593 miles. When I click on this, it's going to click kilometers, but I've already changed it. But anyway, 593 miles. But this is a place that we would like to go every once in a while. So this, a 2012 to 2018 70D Standard, which is just like this one right here. That's for sale. This, nope, that's the wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. Where are you at? I guess I already got rid of it. But there's one for sale on this website for around $27,000 with around 80,000 miles. So that one or one like it. How easy would it be to go to Katy, Texas? Let's look here and see. And I've already done this. I'm not trying to act like this is some kind of first reaction thing or anything. But 2 hours and 8 minutes, 4 charges to go 593 miles. That's quite a while. Ooh, I'm going to do this with a Chevy Bolt real quick just to see. Here we go. Chevy Bolt, brand new one, 2 hours and 53 minutes. So 2 hours and 53 minutes versus 2 hours and 5 minutes. So that's what I'm saying. The older Teslas charge faster than the new Chevy Bolts. And you better hope and pray that all these stations actually work too. You get down here to 10%, you better hope it works or there's another one close by. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about the Bolt. But this car would take 2 hours and 8 minutes, but it'd be free. Now let's see how much money you'd be saving. 593 miles divided by, no, not divided by. Well, yeah, divided by 3.4. 174 kilowatt hours. From what I understand, it's about 30 cents a kilowatt hour. Maybe a little bit more. $52. That's not exact because I would leave with a full tank. So probably in actuality about $45, I'm guessing, to get there. Plus the electricity I would use for my house. But just to keep math simple, we're going to call it $52. Because we got running around while we're there too. So $52 to get there and run around. $105, $110 in electricity at the superchargers by the time I get home. So $105 or $110. Keep that in mind for that one trip. That's how much you're saving because this is free. This is free. But 2 hours and 8 minutes. Okay, so now let's look at the Model 3 2022 model. Now, this one right here, this $27,000 Tesla, I could afford this. I could afford it this week if I really wanted to, but I really need to wait. I really need to wait. And besides, the one I would buy is black, and I just do not like black cars. I bought them before, but I'd rather not. And this one, this is a 2022 Model 3. I can't hope to afford this, but I might could in 4 or 5 years. But I just want to look and see. Brand new Tesla. You get it, gets delivered. First thing you do is go to Katy, Texas. You're gonna be waiting 54 minutes to charge. Man, that's so much better. Look at this: 2 hours and 8 minutes versus 54 minutes. But now that's each way, so you're saving an hour and 6 an hour and 14 minutes. You're saving 2.5 hours basically. 2.5 hours of your life sitting at a supercharger, eating whatever, to save $110, $115. Let's make this times 2. Okay, that's $104 divided by 1.5 hours. $69 an hour. Is that right? Did I do that? Is that right? I think so. Yeah, so an hour and 15. Yeah. No, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Making $42 an hour. You're being paid $42 an hour to set that supercharger. And keep in mind, you can be paid $42 an hour to eat, use the restroom, whatever. Watch Netflix on the screen, whatever you want to do. That's not bad. It all depends on what you'd rather do. You want this for free, or you want to pay $105 round trip for this. Now, let's go on. Look at this one. This right here is, look at this. 32,000 biggins. Again, I could afford this if by afford it you mean it wouldn't get repoed. It wouldn't get repoed. But I can't afford it. But I could maybe in a year. Maybe. Stupid black. Ugh. We had a black Jeep once. It was so freaking hot in the summer when you'd get in it. And I still think that the Cherokee, the air conditioner maybe didn't work quite right. But my gosh, it was so hot. And we were pretty much like, man, black cars suck. Have you experienced that with black cars? Do you think they're actually hotter than regular cars, or do you think it's a myth? But anyway, this car has full self-driving, long range, 80,000 miles, $32,000. Let's take a look at it. And this is the long range, of course, just like this one was. Let's see what it'll do. See if it's any different than this 54 minutes, because it is older. This is a 2022. This other one's a 2018. 53 minutes. So it's pretty much the same. So they must not have changed in that. So there's no need in discussing this at all. So it's okay if you're just looking at charging speeds to get an older Model S. You don't need to get a brand new one if the only thing that matters is charging speed. Let's look at this. Here's a 2018, here's a standard range Model 3, which would be a lot cheaper if you could find one. 1 hour and 49 minutes. So because it's a short range rather than a long range, you're talking about an hour 49 versus 54. That's 55 minutes longer. Might as well say 2 hours round trip longer just because it's a standard range. But it's a whole lot cheaper. Let's look at the website. Standard range right here, 40,240. Long range, 47,240. $7,000. That's quite a chunk of change for some of us. For some people, it's just for some people who have more money than you can shake a stick at. That's nothing. But 333-mile range, and look at this. Here's what. Look at this. 250 kilowatt max on charging. And you can add up to 147 miles in 15 minutes. Now that's with either one. Either one, the long range or short range. Man, that's good. Let's get rid of that page. We don't need it anymore. But here's what's going to cost you new. $47,000 if you want a new one. And right here is the Model 3 that the guy in Franklin, Tennessee has. But right here is Model 3s at CarMax, which are usually ridiculously priced. Cheapest one they have is $39,000. Model 3 long range. Model 3 long range. And if somebody put a gun in my head and made me buy one of these without me looking at the features and stuff, I'd probably take that one. That one right there. Because low mile, it seems like a lot of money. I'd just buy a new one. There's no way I'd buy this. I'd just buy a new one before I would. Especially with the $7,000 tax credit, which we wouldn't get. We'd get about $4,000 of the tax credit. So, but still, there's no way I'd buy any of these. CarMax is ridiculous. No wonder they're offering me $17,400 for my vote. Look at these prices. They're stupid. Oh, and this is cars.com. Used Model 3s for sale in this area. Long range only. I've got down there long range. Cheapest one, almost 100,000 miles, 29,000. Not my area, within 250 miles. 30,000, 86,000 miles. Now this is a little bit cheaper than the guy in Franklin, hybrid and electric car sales, but I'd rather buy from him because he is a true EV expert. And this is a Nissan dealership. They're not. But of course, you know, that's quite a price difference, but still. And it's in Nashville, where he's at. 33,000, 33,000, 35, 35. Just buy new ones, folks, if you're getting down to these prices. But I don't know, maybe these have self-driving and all that, and the new base one wouldn't have, so I don't know. But anyway. All right, so there you go. That's what you got. I say I just about soon have a Model S and just wait, because I wouldn't be traveling that much, and most of our travels would be shorter range. Most of our travels would be like, hey, let's go to Jackson, Tennessee for the weekend. We don't, you know, just see what's there. Spend the night and come back. Most of our travels would be like this. Okay, we leave at 100%, get there at 35%. While we're there, before we head back, we can charge for free. So that's it. Or maybe we would say, let's go to Branson. Go to Branson, Missouri. We do that every once in a while. How come you're not on there? There you go. Let's see. We've been to Branson a few times. I haven't been in a few years, but it's a fun place. See, leaving 100%, get back with 20%. Hopefully there's a place to charge there. There may not be. I might have to go to Springfield to charge. I don't know. But anyway. All right, that's about all. What do y'all think? I'm thinking Model S. I like the way it looks. I like the room. But it's going to have free supercharging still on it. I won't buy it. You have to be careful if you buy one with where you think it has free supercharging. Most of them older than the 2017s have free supercharging for the life of the car. But Tesla, from what I understand, will give the owners $1,500 to strip that off. They volunteer to strip it off. So if someone is about to trade their car in, then I could see them taking a Tesla, getting $1,500, then taking it to the dealer and trading it in. The dealer is not going to know about it, and the dealer is not going to ask about it. You take it to a Ford dealership, Nissan dealership, what are the chances they're going to ask you if it still has supercharging on it, or if they're going to even know? And to me, I wouldn't do it because it just feels wrong somehow. I don't know. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it just feels wrong to do that right before you trade the car in. Not saying it is. Not saying it is. It just feels, I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I might be desperate for money. Who knows? But another thing is, any car Tesla gets that has free supercharging for life, they strip it off. And from what I understand, according to a video I watched this morning, Tesla's offering an extra $5,000 trade-in on top of the trade-in value if you have one with free supercharger charging for life, because they want those cars so they can strip it off. So make sure. That's why I like this guy right here. He knows about these cars, and this one don't. This one does have free supercharging for life, and I'd love to have this car if it wasn't black. I'd like to have it even black, but yeah, I think this is probably what I'm gonna wind up buying if I pull the trigger in the next few months. If a couple of years go by, they'll be older and older, and I'll be less inclined to do so. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? Would you rather just get there and pay, or sit around and wait and not pay? I'll choose sit around and wait and not pay, I think. I don't know what my wife would choose. She'd probably choose the same thing, because there's just something to be said about traveling for free. It's just something really cool about it. And I would never, ever let Tesla strip it off for $1,500 measly dollars. I wouldn't let them do it for $5,000, because $5,000 is not going to change my life. We could use it. We would use it to renovate the house, I guarantee you. Got a guy coming next couple of days to give us an estimate on roofing over and screening in the back patio. we'd use it for something like that. But it's not going to change my life, really. I'll just keep my free supercharging because it's kind of cool. All right, that's about all.